game on the line. Williams lofting one for a doozy. He caught
it! You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Project. Football is officially back. We hope that you enjoyed the first half of meaningless football. Carson back.
What did meaningless?
Goat. Good stuff from the kid. Yeah, I don't know. Football's back. I'm hyped. And we get to talk about one of the teams that are playing tonight. Today, and yeah, so lots of cool stuff. And then we also have another show that's returning relatively soon, and I'm gonna give the mic to the boys to talk about that for a second after they say how they're doing. Matt, how you doing?
Ryan, I am doing great. I am so excited to talk about my favorite football team, the New Orleans Saints, today. But yeah.
Nice. Yes, yeah. No, I'm doing fantastic. We keep inching closer to football. Not meaningless football, because it's the first football we've gotten in
How do you guys classify football as back? Is it the Hall of Fame game? Or is it like training camp clips
training
from
camp.
A week ago?
Training camp.
Okay, for me personally, it's the
Also,
preseason games after the Hall of Fame game, because this is kind of like the appetizer to the main course, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it yet.
For me,
until everybody is playing on one weekend. Yeah. That's
But for Ben, he's saying it's
the other thing is I've seen people say it like football's back when the NFL draft starts. No, the NFL draft is the end of the season to me.
Yeah.
Like that's
it,
it's yes. That's how we cap off the end of the season. But no, I'm doing great. We are one step closer to like actual meaningful football. So it will be great. That being said, what Ryan teased, College Corner, that's back. That's a thing. For the first couple weeks leading up to week 0 for college football, we will just do pre-recorded shows. They will get posted to YouTube only. And then when the season actually hits, and we do like our predictions and previews and all of that, that will end up being a live show that ends up getting posted everywhere. But we covered all the coaching hirings or new coaching hirings in college football. We recorded that just yesterday. So you guys should keep an eye out for that. That is coming out on Friday. So when that comes out, if you're into college football, go and watch that.
One thing I'd like to announce to the boys, because this is something that literally just came to me, so there's no way I could have ever told you guys this in advance.
Across my desk.
Yeah, basically. And for those of you listening, audio listeners or watching live or after this is recorded, you guys can go to our website, thepigskinproject.com, and what should be on there relatively soon will be I'm just going to say this is a series that I'm going to do at my convenience, considering I don't want to set myself up on a set schedule and do this. But I'm going to be posting on the blog for our college football folder rather, for the view of a casual, and then it's to start us off for this month. It's going to be things that I'm looking forward to, leading up to it. So like, hey, this is not by any means going to be a professional take, on the website, but it's going to be something worth noting because there's a lot of people that don't necessarily know the ins and outs of college football like Ben and Matt do, but it's also something like, hey, if I'm excited about this, maybe somebody else is too. So, just kind of keep an eye out for that. I will be tweeting out links as well. So on my Twitter at rmatthewsnfl, so that if you want to go and read that, it'll be a good piece, to kind of skim through as we get closer. So, Yeah. All right. So, boys, the first half of the Hall of Fame game is over. Any quick thoughts
It's
about
fun.
it before we get into the NFC South? I had fun. Ben said he had fun.
It was
Matt,
fun. It was
have fun?
fun. It's hard to like actually like take anything out of this game. It was fun. Makes me wonder, maybe does Carson Beck play this year? I don't know. That's like really my only one potential takeaway is like Carson Beck maybe could play this year.
Yeah.
Dude, that kid Brooks was getting open for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
was good.
Yeah. I'm excited. This is cool. There was one deep ball down the far sideline that Carson Beck threw, and I don't remember who caught it. It might have been, I don't know. But anyways, it was just like, man, he caught it. It was like, oh, going deep, and he caught it. And then bam, it was just like he got hit so hard. You guys should know what I'm talking about. If
Well,
you
it's
watched
it's
the
because
first
Carson
half, but
Beck had it's because Carson Beck has like a noodle arm. And like I hate to do it because obviously like he has a bigger arm than I ever would. But like he put everything like he had into that throw. Like he just like literally like heaves himself into that throw and like still like underthrows it enough that like his wide receiver just got like clobbered.
yeah, it's it looked like it hurt, but yeah. Oh, one last thing before we get started. I will be going to Bears training camp if the weather holds up on Sunday. Very excited for that. So stay tuned to the Twitter account for updates on that if you guys want. But boys, where are we starting for the NFC South?
I feel like we should start with the Falcons because this woof.
Falcons.
The Falcons.
Yes. Woof. Woof is how I want to say it.
All right. Let us talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Here we go. The Atlanta Falcons, 8-9 last year. They decided the division by beating the Saints. It wasn't because the Panthers beat the Buccaneers in the last week of the season. It was because the Falcons beat the Saints. That was the tiebreaker. Last year, they were a surprisingly pretty decent defense. The offense kind of went in and out. So did Michael Penix. He also went in and out. It seems like that's going to set up Tua being the starter because Michael Penix is still, throughout training camp, what I've seen is he's just working off to the side with his third ACL tear in, 6 years, Ben? Right? He tore it twice in college? Yeah, so,
Yes.
Again, there's just a lot of up in the air for their quarterback situation that likely will be Tua. Their coaching changes, major coaching changes. They fired Raheem Morris. They also let go of their GM, Terry Fontenot, to bring in Ian Cunningham and Matt Ryan, the president of football. Hired Kevin Stefanski. He brought in Tommy Rees, Bill Callahan. Like, he's kind of running back that Cleveland Browns, 2021 coaching staff. I was looking at it the other day. I thought it was kind of funny on the offensive side of the ball. There's a lot of known names on that side of the ball. Their big, extensions, everybody, like Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan, Matthew Bergeron, very recently. So again, all of their young, cheap, talented players now become, market value players. And LaCale London, he was someone that flashed for them along the interior. They acquired so many players in this offseason. All of these players, you could theoretically make a case that they are going to be starting week 1. So that's why they're all included here, especially with the recent injuries and the suspensions possibly to James Pierce Jr. on the edge. But they traded for Sidney Brown from the Eagles, traded Mason Smith for Rukaroro and Wanya Morris. They brought in Dotson, Jawan Taylor, new kicker and punter. Zacchaeus is back. Austin Hooper is back. Cam Thomas from the Browns, Deshaun Hand, Samson Ebukam, Christian Harris, Azeez Ojulari, and then, of course, Tua for the minimum. Their biggest departure is ironically not a departure. It's Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker is out for the season, diagnosed with a torn ACL yesterday as we record, and that's a huge loss, especially when you, just mentioned, the James Pierce Jr. possible suspension. They lost Caden Ellis in free agency. David Onyemata, Elijah Wilkinson played all the snaps at right tackle last year. Darnell Mooney, D. Alford, Arnold Ebiketie. And then Leonard Floyd is still out there. He kind of had a pretty nice sack total for this team last year. I could see this team absolutely bringing him back for one more go-around if they wanted to. Their draft, Avion Terrell headlining it in the second round to play with his brother AJ Terrell. Zach Branch, Kendall Daniels, Ontario Thompson, Harold Perkins, who I think, again, like, they might move him back to edge. They have him planned as an off-ball linebacker. They might have to move him back to edge at this point. And then their remaining questions. What are we doing? What's going on? Because I look at this roster and you go through it. Their most expensive free agent is Jahan Dotson, who ironically, like, as a player, like, profiles very similar to Drake London, even though they're not the same player, but the way they win down the sideline and kind of ball winning. That's not Tua's game. That is Penix's game, but it's not Tua's game, and it seems like it's going to be Tua who's playing. So that one is interesting. Again, they're just trying to, like, Band-Aid whatever happens at tackle, and now the edge depth is just gutted, like, with all these guys being out. So I came to the realization, I think this team is soft tanking, because truly in a division where you can make the case all three of the other teams are really loading up because they think they can win it, this team went out of their way to take a step back, in my opinion, outside of, extending the players they should extend. And so that's where I'm kind of hesitant. And then the pass rush, what now? What do we do now? Like, is there a Leonard Floyd? Is there a 7-for-6 swap for somebody? Like, I don't think, again, I just said they're soft tanking. Like, I don't think anything is more like what we've seen from injuries, and we'll talk about injuries on this show from training camp. I don't think anything is more devastating than the Jalen Walker. Like, that injury is just insane. And then the quarterback battle. I mean, if Michael Penix can play, they should play Michael Penix. That's my personal opinion, because we know what Tua is. Michael Penix, you still theoretically can talk yourself into mystery, even if they want a new quarterback. But I think that, again, I've made my case known. So
the current state of this roster is very telling by what you had said in terms of free agency, right? Like, you go down through this list of all the players that you had mentioned, and you're like, any of these guys could start. And when you look at this and you say, like, oh yeah, like Samson Ebukam has a chance to, like, start and get significant snaps, like 80%, or, I don't want to say 80, that's high for an edge rusher, like significant snaps, or like Deshaun Hand or Azeez Ojulari or something like that. Like, that is just very, very telling of where this roster is. When you go down this list and you say any of these guys could start, like this free agency, or this free agent we brought in for $3 million could start. That's just telling on where the Falcons are this year and kind of the direction that they have in terms of what they want this team to look like this year. It's going to be rough. Part of, like, the reason that you could talk yourself into them last year, again, as Matt said, was because, like, you had like a surprisingly good pass rush. They just did not carry anyone over from last year, and, like, the guys that they did, 2 of the 4 guys that they carried over from last year, like, are at significant risk of missing some serious time. So it's just it's going to be bad. If you're a Falcons fan, just, like, buckle up for a not so fun season. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My thing is, like, they're still playing in a weak division. At least that's the way that I see it here. In comparison to other divisions in the NFC, and I mean, looking at the defense as well. Crazy to say, I don't really think that they took that big of a hit, personally. So, looking at exactly where they stood here, I don't know how they did it, but they did. I mean, they were a very average team, basically, on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that really matters. They got a head coach that I really like in Kevin Stefanski. I think that that's a good coach to have. And I mean, I understand that things didn't work out in Cleveland, but like, who goes to Cleveland and like has any kind of success? And Kevin Stefanski did. And I mean, taking the Browns to the playoffs with a Joe Flacco led team is pretty impressive. So, my thing is, yes, the quarterback position is a very big weakness for this team. I believe I said it on the podcast a few weeks ago to where I'm like, if you're a Falcons fan, I wouldn't want to be, this really sucks. Cause like you look at this quarterback room and it's like, listen, Penix might not be the guy, and that's okay. Right. It's been, give or take. I mean, a couple of years now at this point, I feel like Falcons fans are already throwing in the towel there. But do you really want to let Tua trot out there week 1? Cause I wouldn't. So to your guys' point, I absolutely agree that, Penix should be the guy that comes out week 1 as your starter, just to see what else he has left, just in case. But to your point a little bit more, trading Rook away, I think is the biggest hit to this defense as a whole, and I feel like that's pretty obvious. So I do foresee a little bit of regression, but I don't think it's going to be as big as what people think. Given the pieces that they got in free agency, and not to mention they kept the same defensive play caller as well. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what this team has. I don't think they'll be able to match what they did last year in an 8-9 record. I think that's kind of crazy. But there's still a chance. I mean, when you play in this division at this point in time, the teams are getting better, and the Saints and the Panthers, in my opinion, which we'll get to, shortly. But, the Falcons, I feel like we're not going to sit here and act like they're going to be a bottom 5 team. At least I'm not. So, yeah, I don't know. I've got some faith. Yeah.
Yeah. Breakout players. Who are they, and why is it Kyle Pitts?
Okay, I was just about to say, yeah, it's Kyle Pitts for me. And the reason being is because, so you look at Stefanski and what the Browns looked like last year. The Browns had 169 targets for their tight ends, which ended up going to approximately 32%, almost 33% of their target share, which is pretty decent. But here's the thing. You look at the Falcons receiving core, and I would almost argue that it is worse than Cleveland's was last year, or at least somewhat relatable.
No.
Geez, I would take this over. Yeah, I would take this over what Cleveland had last year without like a shadow of a doubt.
I mean, listen, I like London just as much as the next guy, but Dotson and Zacchaeus and the rest of them don't really move
we
me
were
all
getting
that much.
Cedric Tillman, wide receiver 2 last year, right? Like that was
that was bad.
Well, but Kyle Pitts, I believe, is going to be the second option on this team. And so that target share that I was talking about was what I would predict to be lower than what it should be on this team here. Something else worth noting, when kind of assessing this, and, if you want to play devil's advocate and say, why isn't it Kyle Pitts? I believe that target share for the Dolphins last year was under 30% for tight ends, but better receiving core. So, we'll see. But I think with, Stefanski, the run game is going to be massive, given his history in Cleveland and how awesome of a running back they have in Bijan. But the passing game, if you're going to send somebody out there, that's either one of the guys that we talked about, right? Like, just hit a check down. Like, you know what I mean?
I think it
get
is
it
awesome
out fast.
I think it is awesome that you picked Kyle Pitts, because like I 100% opened that up as like a joke, just because of like who Kyle Pitts is as a player and how like the fantasy community.
He's always going to break out.
Yeah, he's
it's so
every
funny.
year is going to be a breakout.
Because I think it was today that I actually like made fun of somebody in our league for like starting Kyle Pitts. I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself?
My question though is like, what does a breakout year for Kyle Pitts look like, right? Because he had 118 targets this year, or like coming off this pass, which is a lot. That is a lot of targets for a tight end. So I'm just interested, like, what
for
he
me
to break out for him.
At this point, understanding where Kyle Pitts is in his career, and I mean how frustrating of a player he's been. He just signed a 3-year, $54 million contract extension this June, right? And so with that being said, I would hope for the sake of, Falcons fans that he just repeats what he did last year. That would be a breakout year to me, considering he's only done this twice in his 5-year career,
Sure. So you're just projecting him to be
1,000.
more consistent.
I would say yes. Consistency is key for Kyle's Pitts right now, because otherwise you're just right back where you started, and you'll just be forever known as a fluky tight end that nobody really likes. Like that sucks.
You're talking about the fantasy community loves him.
Yeah. That being said, still wouldn't trade for him. This team sucks. But yeah. What about
Matt?
for you guys?
I had Xavier Watts. I think
yes, dude, I had Xavier Watts.
He can be. Yeah, I think what he is as a cover guy right now. Again, the run stuff is still always going to be a question mark from his draft profile, but I think Xavier Watts being good enough that you're saying, hey, we could let Jesse Bates walk, right? Because he's going into the final year of his contract. So if he's good enough to where you're like, hey, our overhang safety is good enough and he plays the run well enough that we can let a guy like Jesse Bates walk. Because we talked about this last night, Ben. Like, Jesse Bates is still not 30. How is that possible? Yeah. But so again, and you would want to bring someone like that back because he is still playing at a pretty high level. But I think Watts is going to take a step into top 10 safety conversation. I'm not saying he's going to be a top 10 safety, but like, hey, be in the conversation.
Yes, yeah. Xavier Watts was my player as well. I mean, you basically took all the words out of my mouth. I also like really badly wanted to say Billy Bowman because he did have like
that was
flashes.
my other one. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Because he had flashes, but it's just difficult because he was hurt last year, and then like week 12, he tore his Achilles. Which like he could I'm interested to see what his timeline is. I feel like where modern medicine is now, it wouldn't be shocked if he's ready week 1, but it's just I don't want to like project a breakout for a player coming off of a torn Achilles.
Another one,
but I think he's worth.
Another one I think is interesting, not to cut you, is Braylon Trice. So Braylon Trice, I believe in back-to-back seasons, has had season-ending injuries in August. He has never played an NFL regular season snap. Well, here's your shot, son. Like there's pass rush snaps to go around, and he was a pretty good pass rusher his final season at Washington. He was more of a pocket pushing edge, kind of just compressing the pocket down and down out. So maybe he's not a sack guy, but he's someone that, again, I'm just seeing his name here, and I'm like, yeah, he's still kicking around there, and there's going to be plays to go around for him now. So,
yep.
Can I just say as well, for Avion Terrell, I'm like really excited to see if he gets anything this year. If he can play, I'm just excited to see what he can do, just because I believe he was, one of the guys I thought to be in the first round.
He was on the edge.
So
he's just small.
So I'm just saying, like, I'm excited to see his name pop up a couple times this year because I feel like it definitely will. But
it's gonna be like, if he's good, it is going to be so much fun to see him and AJ like play, and just like following the storyline of like what will most likely be your two boundary corners being brothers is just it's a lot of fun. So hopefully he turns into something.
I'd like to see Zachariah Branch surpass Zacchaeus in the depth chart. I think that'd be a lot of fun as well. I think that'd be cool.
I wanted to say Zach Branch, but it's like difficult because him and Olamide Zaccheaus just feel like very similar players to one. Like they're one and the same. It feels like.
I will tell you right now, I had to suffer through one season of Olamide Zaccheaus and all of the drops that he had. I wouldn't put it past Branch to like actually go through. Yeah.
Ooh.
So like I wouldn't, put it past him to say like he should be wide receiver 3 at the end of the year. So maybe breakout candidate 2. I don't think he's passing up.
Are you buying the passing game? What the hell is going on? What are you buying the Falcons passing?
Dude, they're gonna have to throw the ball. They're going to have to. They can't just
Drake
throw
London,
everything.
1,700 yards.
Dude, it's like
remember Tua did it with Tyreek. Yes. I think that's possible.
Yeah. No. I mean, okay, Drake London goes down. Who are they throwing the ball to?
Don't speak that into existence.
Yeah, I was gonna say
have another guy go down.
And I get it. But my thing is, I mean,
stinky.
No, and I know, and I hate to talk injuries on a prediction show because that's so lame. But
I think Dotson will be productive. Like I'm not saying like I'm not gonna put like extreme expectations, but they paid him more than like what Mooney got on an open market. So I think they do have belief that he'll be something. But I just thought it was funny that it was Kyle Pitts and Zach Branch 2 volume targets this season. Let's see how that goes, right? Buying Tua. Let's get into the schedule. Pull it up here.
This will be.
I'm excited for this
in Madden. It's so much fun.
I'm excited for this because I feel like we are different, Ryan. Or me and you are different. I don't know how Matt feels, but like I hate this team.
Their odds 6.5, the lowest over/under of the division, but major juice to the over. They're 4th in the division, as I just mentioned. They're 15th in the conference. Only the Cardinals are lower and tied for 26th for Super Bowl. That's more so the conference speaking than I think them. I think they were tied with like the Jets. That's more so like, hey, you're in the division with the Rams and Seahawks and all those teams, so you probably don't have a great shot.
B- grade on the graphic. Graphic design.
It was kind of
going on in the background.
It was cool up top. Like they had like the giant 2026, but I kind of cropped it down because I just wanted to show the games. I'm strict business. So
6 at a time. Are we cool with that? 2 rows each.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. When is their bye week? That is not listed on here. Am I going crazy?
It's after the Chiefs. It's not listed. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grade just went down. We need that. All right. I will have
our dumbasses.
Yeah. Losing to the Steelers. I will have them beating the Panthers. I'll have them losing to the Packers. And losing to the Saints, losing to the Ravens, losing to the Bears, starting 1-5.
Yeah, to be frank, I'll make it very, very easy. I don't think they're gonna win a single one of these first 6 games.
I have them beating the Steelers, beating the Panthers, losing the Packers, Saints, Ravens, and Bears.
Okay. And then I have them losing to the Niners, losing to the Bucks. I'll have them beating the Bengals in a weird one. Losing to the Chiefs, beating the Vikings, and then losing to the Lions. So that's 2-4 in this stretch, making them 3-9 on the season on my count so far.
There you go. I have them beating the Niners because it is so difficult. Like we just did the Niners last week, and the fact from last week to this week, like you look at the injury, like it is gross. Like I truly do not know what is going on. Like maybe there is like actual like volition to this substation stuff because this isn't a Niners show. So I have them beating the Niners. I have them losing to the Bucks. Right there with you. I don't know what it is about this Bengals game, but something about it just feels like a win.
9:30 in Spain.
Yeah. So they're
That's
going
when
to
the
beat
Falcons
the Bengals.
strike.
Yeah. And then they're going to lose the next three to the Chiefs, Vikings, and Lions, starting the season out 2-10.
Are we starting
Matt?
the Niners one? Losing the Niners, losing the Bucks, losing the Bengals, losing the Chiefs, going into the bye, and then coming out of the bye with 2 victories against the Vikings and Lions.
Ooh.
Okay. So Matt's got them at 4-8 so far. And then I will have them beating the Browns, losing to the Commanders, beating the Bucks, beating the Saints, and then I'll have them beating the Panthers as well to go 7-10 on the year.
There you go. And then beating the Browns, losing to the Commanders and Bucks, beating the Saints, losing to the Panthers. So they finished the season a whopping 4-13, which puts them right up there in the likes of like the Titans, Browns, Raiders, Dolphins. So
I have them beating the Browns, losing out the rest of the way. Commanders, Bucks, Saints, and Panthers 5-12.
Which honestly would be good for this team, right? Because they need the drafts, picks in this draft specifically to make it work, going forward. I mean, if you're the Falcons, you're hoping for a little bit worse, I would say. Hopefully in the ballpark of what you guys are talking about to hopefully get some kind of good quarterback. But, I think that we've got them at least in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be some bad teams this year, like bad teams. And I don't feel like the Falcons are going to be one of them. So to kind of like, and I mean, not like super bad, you know what I mean? So, ceiling and floor, I'll put them right where Ben had them at 4-13, and then ceiling, if everything's just clicking for Stefanski and this defense just holds up at an average level, I would say 9 wins is probably their ceiling.
I truly think their floor is like 2 wins. Like I think like this could go catastrophic in terms of like if you just get no semblance of good quarterback play. The defense might be as bad as what we think it is just due to injuries and not being able to get anything out of your pass rush. Like it could get bad. But also like, I think like if things turned right, I'm kind of right there with you. Like if Michael Penix can stay healthy and like turns into some semblance of the player that the Falcons thought they were getting when they drafted him, like things could go right because you do have like decent offensive pieces in terms of Drake London and Bijan and whatever Kyle Pitts happens to be the day he wakes up. So like things could absolutely go right. So I'm right there with you with like the 9 wins with a potential chance of winning the division again. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the floor is 2 wins. I think they have just too many offensive pieces. Right? Like, they have just too many great offensive players.
Bijan on his own can get you more than 2 wins.
Yeah, I feel like that's where I'm a little, like, I think my floor might be my 5 wins, to be honest. Like, even if the defense is as bad as it... Because even if it is just a Tua spit the ball out to good players, we've seen that work for a team. We saw that work for Miami. And so... And again, like, Stefanski, I think, is pretty decent. Like, I think this is still a soft reset, and like let's take a step back. But their ceiling is not quite the division. So I'm kind of compressing my floor and ceiling to you guys, to where I think 5 is kind of my floor, 8 is my ceiling, and maybe 8 wins this division. It won it last year, so who knows? But it's more so the other 3 teams really loading up to get better, and this team kind of staying the same. The only difference is. But even if is it a difference like swapping Kirk for Tua, right? So that's it's weird. This is a weird team to come away with really any like vindicative takes. The only vindicative take I have is what a lost season from the defensive side of the ball if you lose Jalen Walker. Like that was the guy that I think all 3 of us would have probably had on our short list of breakout player, and now that is just completely gone. Like that's a massive bummer, and that's a massive hit. And then even the trials and tribulation they're going to go through with, their defensive play caller, Jeff Ulbrich. I mean, like what he's dealing with personally, his wife having the battle of cancer and passing away. So again, like that is another thing that I think just adds to another element to this team from an emotional level, that they're just fighting an uphill battle that I don't know how they're going to do it this season. Like outside, like winning the division, I'll say.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it for the Falcons. Just to recap, Ben has them at 4-13, Matt has them at 5-12, and I have them at 7-10.
All right. Let us move on. Where do we want to move on to?
Bucks.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Of all, I have to ask the fan of a team in this division, are the Bucks like your most hated team in this division?
It's still the Falcons. It'll. I think it'll always be the Falcons. I think there is a level of like, if Bijan Robinson was drafted to 31 other teams, I'd have his jersey on the wall. That's what I'll say. Like
I'll tell you. I was gonna say just about the same thing for me, just because give us our picks. I don't know. Just saying. Give us our picks. I'm still on that. I'm still on that.
Unbelievable.
That is funny. Like, it is funny to look back because the Falcons don't get any picks. It's not like this is a handing over. This is just the NFL kind of just being standstill on this. That I think it's funny. But,
yeah, they didn't necessarily get much out of it except for like, their GM. But like, I don't know. We've been saying for years that Ian
I like that the
Cunningham
Matt
is a
Ryan
good
role is
GM.
just made up.
Yeah. I don't know. I had to comment on that.
We'll
It's
see.
funny.
We'll
It's
see if
bit.
he's a good GM. Yeah.
Yeah. He
all right.
extended Bijan. I'd say that's a good first move, right? First big one, at least.
I feel like it's easy.
Yeah.
We will move on to the Buccaneers. 8-9 in the division. It felt like everything that could go wrong for this team did. Every single player at one time or another got hurt, and it started with Tristan Wirfs hurt in training camp, right? Like he missed the first 4-ish games, and Graham Barton had to play left tackle, their center, and still somehow we're fighting for the division. They needed old Tyler Shuck to get him in there, and he couldn't. Poor guy. And yeah, 19th in EPA, 19th in success rate. Their defense kind of, slowly goes down. We'll talk about that when we get into the questions. But Baker had a rough year. Even me, his biggest hater, can see that something was going wrong. Like something was going wrong with his injury status, and even like I think the Netflix show kind of pointed that out, where he had a sprained AC joint, played through it, tough as hell. I mean, like there is something about Baker, like proving he is the toughest guy all the time. It feels like he's the kid still on JV trying to prove he could play varsity. Like that's the way I always like to describe him. So good on him for fighting through. But yeah, their coaching changes. They swapped out Josh Grizzard for Zach Robinson from Atlanta. So interested to see what that offense looks like. They ran a lot of pistol, and I don't know if that was a Michael Penix thing or a Zach Robinson thing. We'll see. They brought back K-Dot and Dan Feeney and Sean Tucker, free agency, Alex Anzalone to replace Levante David, Kenneth Gainwell, Ashawn Robinson, Al-Qadim Muhammad for $4 million. I think that might be my like favorite signing so far.
Yeah.
Like he can produce for somebody, and then Christian Roseboom and Browning as a backup quarterback. They of course lost Mike Evans to San Francisco in a very vocal, like he took less money to leave. So that clearly shows he believes that this state of the team is not worth fighting for and staying through. Jamel Dean, Logan Hall, Michael Jordan, their guard, played a ton for them. Like he's barely a NFL player, and he played a ton for them. And then Rashad White and Hassan Reddick, that was a swing and a miss last season. Their draft, you guys loved their first-round pick, Reuben Bain, falling to them at 15. I loved the rest of it. Josiah Trotter, Ted Hurst, Keontae Scott, and 3 more day 3 selections. I mean, they're all 3 of these guys. I think even Hurst, to a degree, could slot in right away and play actual roles. So, and we'll talk about that. But getting into the main questions about Todd Bowles and why I am calling it. This is not a question to me. He's the hottest seat in the NFL. Just when you talk about the consistent decline of defense, their EPA per play by year from defensively, 11th in 2021, 14th in 2022, 20th in 2023, 19th in 24, and then finally at its floor of 22nd this past season. So again, it just continues to go down. And this is a guy that when he was hired to take over for Bruce Arians, it was kind of spoken as, hey, like, we're going to keep this defense steady and we'll win because of the defense. And it just hasn't been that. The next one, contract year Baker, that's a big one. I think there's a lot of, if we think Baker is in prove it mode already, now he's made like his own team an enemy, likely, because he's proven them wrong too to get a contract. So he'll be an exciting, even more volatile player likely this season. And then my final question, how good are the rookies? Because like Bain has a good role, like sized out. Josiah Trotter does things that Alex Anzalone cannot do. Ted Hurst it feels like they just were like, oh man, we lost Mike Evans, a long vertical X receiver. Let's go get the best vertical X receiver in the third round in Ted Hurst. And then Keontae Scott, he's going to blitz from the nickel a few times this year, and he is going to hit the hell out of a quarterback. I'm telling you right now. And then like a pseudo question, Vita Vea, like, is he on this roster come time for September? I think so, just from the standpoint of like, I think someone said it best. I think it was Greg Rosenthal said, like, of NFL Network, like, just give him a raise for this season. Like, just give him a raise. It does nothing. Like, it still lets him hit the open market next season along with whatever you do with Baker, and it kind of gives you that out if you want a soft reset next year if it doesn't go well. It seems that that's what he wants is kind of a, yeah, give him a raise and he still can hit the open market to go for a California team, which has been reported. So that was something to throw on here is Vita Vea requesting a trade. But any thoughts on the Bucs?
Which, like, really quickly, like, if this doesn't go well, I think this could be more than a soft reset. Like, next year could be more than a soft reset for the Bucs. Mm-hmm. Like, if this is a bad season, like, finally, can we fire Todd Bowles? And then that like leads you to the next question, like, do you end up paying Baker like $45 million because that's what he's gonna want? And then like so like if this season does not go well for the Bucs, next season could be, I think, even more than, again, like your soft reset. Like, it could be like we have to really figure things out here. As you said, though, like this draft, like that's where I think like you can really highlight this team is like it is just full of guys that like from day one will at least get chances to start. And again, I don't want to be like they're going to be great because they're rookies. You don't want to ever project that by any means. But again, they're absolutely from day one. Ruben Bain will be a starter. Trotter is their starting outside linebacker, at least on their depth chart. Ted Hurst, as you said,
he'll compete with Dennis at the very least.
Yeah. There is a role behind, there's a role cut out for Ted Hurst if he can like flash stuff. So like this is really where it could become pretty fun for the Bucs, is if this draft class hits the way that like it has the potential to. Like, this could be the difference in the Bucs being like, I don't want to say this low, but like this could be the difference of the Bucs being like a 6-win team versus the Bucs being the divisional winner. So I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah. I'll add, I mean, it's funny, and I appreciate the fact that you put in the work that you do to give us the numbers and last season's results, because when you look at this team and what they did as far as their overall efficiency on both sides of the ball, you'll look at this team and be like, surely they didn't play in the playoffs, right? Like, or like, have a shot at it. And that Bucs and Panthers game felt like a playoff game. So, but I mean, I think that they just did great on this draft. Couldn't be more over the moon about Bain as Ben was talking about, but Josiah Trotter is somebody I'm also really excited about the more that I'm hearing about him in training camp. Moving really fast to the ball and making a lot of noise. The trajectory is something I'll be paying attention to, from here on out. But another move that really intrigued me, obviously they got rid of Rashad White, but Kenneth Gainwell, adding him to the running back room, I think is a lot of fun, alongside Bucky Irving. This gives them another, pass catching back to where, he can kind of still explode. I mean, he was, we saw that in Pittsburgh just last season.
He was their leading pass catcher.
Yeah. So, it's interesting there. I think that they could still make some noise despite the fact that they lost Mike Evans, still big on Ibuka. Chris Godwin's still there. And I mean, I was going to say that this was going to be my breakout player on the offensive side was Jalen McMillan, just as an increased role. But he's dealing with another injury. So who knows? That's my own question that I'll add to it is what is going on with this guy and how much longer does he have? You know what I mean? But before, if you guys want to hit on that, I just want to say Baker and the things that he has done with this team, like him or not, I genuinely feel like he's at least earned a little bit. Like maybe not a super long-term extension, but like this guy has definitely earned a couple more years.
That's what
with
he
this
wants.
Team.
They've said like 2 for 100 has been on the table and he's declined. He wants something long term. That's just interjecting on that.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I mean, he's a really, I mean, I wouldn't say like top 10 by any means, but like this guy can go out and win you a game, and with the right mindset as well. Like he's done very well under pressure in situations like this, to where if he wants to go and prove you wrong, he will, and he'll make you regret it too. So, I'm interested to see what happens with that. Like, where is he at a year from now? And I hate to be that guy to speculate. I know it's the Bucs' current quarterback, but like, he would never do this. I would love to see him go back to Cleveland. Like, I think that would be so much fun.
Oh gosh,
he would never do that. He would never do that, but like I would like to see that. But anyways, back to the Bucs. Yeah, love the draft. Todd Bowles, I'm indifferent about. Fire him, keep him, I don't care. But like, you're in a division to where you can still compete. I mean, what saves his job is my question. Like, if he goes to the playoffs and loses in the playoff, like the first round,
playoff game. I think it's winning.
Just win one, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, but what team is this one better than when it comes to a playoff team? This is not a top 7 team in the NFC by any means. So who are they beating? To me,
well, exactly. That's why he's on a hot seat.
Exactly. I understand that, but just adding an extra point to it as well. But again, I like Baker as a person too much, and I let that get in the way of how I feel about him as a player. I'm not afraid to admit that, but I do still think that this is a decent quarterback to have, and I'd take him over half the league, I would say.
It's fair.
So would the NFL execs. Like that recent QB tier, like he was still 14th, tied with Darnold even after a pretty subpar year. So
Yep. So, breakout players. This was like difficult for me because there was one player that like stood out to me, but then
there's one.
There was one player that stood out to me. The issue is they drafted a dude to play his spot.
He's playing boundary.
So Jacob Parrish is playing boundary.
Yes. Jamel Dean's gone.
I thought it was going to be Zion McCollum and BMO.
No, Morrison's bad. Parrish is good.
Okay, well there you go. Jacob Parrish. Matt just informed me, and now I feel comfortable actually taking him. It's Jacob Parrish. That's who like my breakout player is. He was so much fun to watch down the stretch. I think he's going to make a name for himself. I was joking with you guys as well, like other guys that I think like these are more household names that I think could become even more of household names. Tez Johnson, because they just need guys, and as Ryan pointed out, like there are some major questions with McMillan. We'll have like the 3-game stretch of Tez Johnson where everyone picks him up on waivers and then he does nothing the rest of the season. Can we be a little bit more consistent? I will continue until the earth burns to speak positive thoughts about Yaya Diaby. Like, can this be your 10-sack season? Oh my goodness, dude, I would love it. And now you actually like, I like the dude that's across from you. And then Kenny G, like he has a potential to like really get like a 50-50 split with Bucky Irvin and maybe over the course of the schedule, like start playing him. But Jacob Parrish is like my main break. Okay.
I mean, I could go with the obvious and just say Ruben Bain, just because I've said that I've liked him since draft night, like on the podcast at least. I'll go with Josiah Trotter and Jalen McMillan, despite the fact that McMillan's hurt right now, but whatever. Yeah, that's what I'll go with.
Were you Jacob Parrish, Matt?
Oh yeah. I think
Okay.
he fits the exact archetype to play boundary, and I think he's gonna not skip a beat and be very, very good. I just want to like this offensive line, like that was another reason for this fundamental breakdown. Like Cody Mock played 3 games last year. Again, I mentioned Wirfs didn't play. Like they had one center play all 17 games, and that was Graham Barton. And again, like Ryan said, they're still in a de facto playoff game in the last game of the season. So I just wanted to throw that out there. As for breakout, like what if Kalijah Cansey has a season where he gets, he's coming off a season where he got hurt very quickly as well and played less than 100 snaps. So if that's someone that can, break out and have a big sack season, like again, what he's going to be. He's not going to defend the run. He's not going to play rundowns, but hey, maybe there's a 55 pressure kind of 8 sack season in there. Who knows? But hasn't happened yet, and so I'll throw him out there.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the schedule.
I do not envy their schedule. They have like a stretch in the middle of the season. Oh, bye, Matt or Ryan. But they do have a stretch in the middle of the schedule where it's like gross, and I'm like, this is like some like one of the hardest stretches in terms of of games when you go from like September 7th with the Packers through like the Lions. Like that's just not a fun stretch. Good luck.
The Packers game is early enough that I doubt Parsons is playing though.
Yeah.
I'll go with a
Well, even
B+
through the
here.
Rams, like Packers to the Rams, or not Rams, Ravens. Like you were playing the Packers,
Yeah.
you're playing the Cowboys, you're playing the Bears, the Lions, the Chargers, the Ravens, and then again you play the Rams. Like this is just not an easy schedule by any means. Like this is not a fun schedule, and I just want that to be known before I talk about this team. But I'll let you do your odds here.
Yeah, the odds 8.5 plus money. So again, like just another, Vegas is kind of pushing you in a direction. They're first in the division and they're plus money to win 9 games. So again, Vegas is kind of saying, hey, maybe everybody goes below 500 again. They're 9th in the conference, as we talked about, being the top 7 team, and then 20th in Super Bowl odds, I think right ahead of like the Commanders and sandwiched between the Commanders and Vikings. So I think if you like just asked a casual fan where they would be ranked, that's kind of right. Like, so I think that is in a place that is pretty decent. But
Yes. Yeah. It makes sense. I feel like going 6 games as we've done in the past makes the most sense here. I will kick us off. I have them losing to the Bengals and then beating the next 3 in the Browns, Vikings, and Packers, and then losing to the Cowboys and Steelers. So starting the stretch 3-3.
Matt, you want to go?
pulling it up. They will win the first two against Cincinnati and Cleveland, lose to Minnesota, beat Green Bay, lose to Dallas, and lose to Pittsburgh. So that's the same 3-3.
I'm going to go with beating the Bengals, beating the Browns, beating the Vikings, beating the Packers, losing to the Cowboys, beating the Steelers. So I'll go 5-1. Start.
Ooh, love this team.
Motivated Baker Mayfield.
Motivated Baker Mayfield. All right. I have them losing to the Panthers. If it wasn't obvious, I will point it out now. This division is so tightly contested that you are going to these three teams, this team and the next two teams, will just be splitting the divisional games, and you will be winning your home games and losing your away games. So they are losing the Panthers, beating the Falcons, losing to both the Bears and the Lions, and then beating the Panthers. So you are starting out 5-6.
Okay.
I have them. Let's see here. They will lose to Carolina, beat Atlanta, lose to the Bears, beat the Lions and Panthers.
All right. So you've got them at 6-5. I have them beating the Panthers, beating the Falcons, losing to the Bears, losing to the Lions, losing to the Panthers. So they are 7-3 at this point.
Nice. I will round this out. They will lose to both the Chargers and Ravens, beat both the Saints and Falcons, and then lose both to the Rams and Saints. That will put them at 7-10 on the season, with a potential to win the division.
Yeah,
That's
I have them
crazy.
losing to the Chargers, beating the Ravens, losing to the Saints, beating the Falcons, Rams, and Saints to end 10-7.
Wow. And then I will have them losing to the Chargers, losing to the Ravens, beating the Saints, beating the Falcons, losing to the Rams, and then for the division, I'll have them beat the Saints here to end 10-7. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I am the clear low man on the Buccaneers. Here, you know, I'm 7-10. You guys are 10-7. There's a 3-game difference between us. And I think their ceiling is I think I'm getting pretty close to what that ceiling is. Like their ceiling, or not ceiling, floor. My bad. I think I'm getting very close to what their floor is. Like I think their floor is somewhere in like that 6 to 7 range. And again, I'm closer to that because I'm not a big fan of the schedule that they have to play. But I also think their ceiling is kind of close to where you guys are at. Like I think it's a very tight margin. Like I think it's like 6 for the floor, 10 for the ceiling. It's kind of where I'm at with the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean,
Matt?
it's hard because like I have a hard time saying they're going to be worse than last year just because of how gutted they were injury wise, and I just don't think Grizzard could figure out the run game, and they went out of their way to spend $10 million on running backs who were not Bucky Irving. So I feel like they're going to have a healthy run game, have a healthy offense. There is a lot of mystery, so projecting 10 wins is more so me liking the roster to an extent, more so than Ben does, but yeah, I would say the floor is probably right about where you said, like 7-10. I think the exact same. I'm being the high, you're being the low. Like, because again, like I think our conversation talking about like, are they in the top half of the conference? Probably not. Are they the best of the worst? They probably still are. So that's where I see them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think their ceiling is a lot higher than what I mean, sure, there's some tough matchups here, but like looking at this schedule, I think that this team's good enough to sweep Carolina, actually sweep the division in general. So that's 6 right there. And then I think that they could
It
pull
just
off a
doesn't
few
happen in
more.
this division, though. I feel like.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And that's why obviously I didn't pick that to happen either.
Yeah.
But it's like, it can get kind of close. So I mean, I I don't know. My ceiling, I guess I'll put it like 12 wins, just to say that they'll squeak out a couple extra. And then my floor, I don't see them losing more than 10 games. So yeah, I'll put them at 7 as my floor.
Nice. So we all
just-
see the floor and ceiling very like similar to one another. We just
Yeah.
where we fell in the prediction was a little different. So
Yeah. Just to recap one more time after, because Ben already did it, but I'm gonna do it one more time. Ben has them at 7 and 10, and then we have them. Matt and I have them at 10 and 7.
nice.
I
Panthers.
mean, it's an awesome place to be, to try and be the NFC Steelers, right? Like, I great for them. Like, I don't.
Yep.
Let me throw my shots in, baby.
You have to.
All right, let us get into the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, 8-9, first in the division last year by technicality, as we talked about. They lost in the wild card to the Rams in a pretty electric game. It took a Kobe Parkinson walk-off touchdown in the final 15 seconds to knock off the old Panthers. One of us on this show said they had great vibes going into the season, and they made the playoffs. So shout out to that. Their metrics don't smell great vibes. 26 in EPA on offense, 22nd in success rate. They had that run game stretch with Rico Dowdle and then just fell off. Like, it was just gone immediately. Their defense was still pretty poor, 23rd, but 16th in success rate. Mike Jackson was a really good player on boundary corner. Bryce Young, 27th in both EPA and success rate. Kind of what he is. That's what he was, 2 years ago after coming back from the benching, and then he kind of stagnated as the same player. So we'll see what that looks like this season. They're switching up the play colors. Brad Isaac, who's been working under Canales forever. They go back a long time to the Seattle days under Pete Carroll. So giving him a shot to call plays. Maybe he works better with Bryce. Who knows? They kept Jalen Coker on an extension. Other than that, kind of just depth players. Like Brady Christensen is a depth signing guard. Nick Scott might compete with Lathan Ransom, who was drafted last year. Maybe Zakee Wheatley for that other safety spot opposite Merrick. And then their punter and long snapper, J.J. Jansen, the second oldest player in the NFL, I believe, outside of Rodgers. So he comes back. Their free agency was headlined by 2 massive signings, and I think their most important signing comes a little bit later. Jalen Phillips, 4 for 120. Devin Lloyd, 3 for 45. But the Rasheed Walker signing, we're going to talk about their tackles. The fact that they got a starting caliber tackle for $4 million, it's huge. It's huge when you talk about their injuries. Kenny Pickett, Luke Fortner's going to play starting center, Stone Forsythe, and then John Mechie. They traded away Andy Dalton to the Eagles. They lost A'Shaun Robinson, Cade Mays, Rico Dowdle, DJ Wanham, Christian Roseboom, who's, that's an upgrade with Devin Lloyd coming in, and then Austin Corbett to Buffalo. Their draft, another tackle, drafted Monroe Freeling. Kind of dish my chagrin. I would want to see a receiver here. But they ended up getting a receiver later. Also traded up for Lee Hunter, drafted Chris Brazel, who is going to miss this season. Will Lee out of Texas A&M, and then 3 more day 3 selections. They also lost Nick Scorton for the year on the first day of training camp. That was just a massive bummer, massive gut punch to all of us. Hey, NFL's back. Boom. A guy who has a breakout potential is out for the season. But their main questions, how good is the quarterback? I just said he kind of plateaued as a player last season. This is, again, when you talk about, if this was the player he was 2 years ago when he was benched, you'd be like, oh, that's a miracle. But now they're looking to make the playoffs. So is there an upgrade in there? Is there still a little more to tap into? They picked up his 5th-year option. It's $26 million full guaranteed. So that's a little nervy if he's kind of the same player he was this year. Their next question, the defense, making massive signings. Derek Brown is still there. Merrick's a good player. J.C. Horn's on the boundary. Mike Jackson played really well. And now you're dropping Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd to this thing. So Ejiro Evero is someone who's a pretty good play caller. So I'm kind of bullish on maybe a top 10 finish here. Like there's playmakers at every level of the defensive backfield that you would want to have. But the last one is, are the tackles going to plummet the dream? So what I mean by that is Ike Ekwonu tore his patella in that playoff game against the Rams. That is the same injury that Rashawn Slater had last season to miss the entire season. And some say like it takes out a whole season. So like a full calendar year more so than even an ACL. So Ike Ekwonu might come back in like November, December. Who knows if he ever comes back this season. And then Taylor Moton, right before training camp, was diagnosed with blood clots. So they're working on blood thinners to get him, like, speaking from, like, Chris Olave had this happen to him in January, late last year. He was on blood thinners until, like, May. So no idea what that what that's going to happen. I don't know if they announced it kind of later, but that is another big issue. And so their tackles are Rasheed Walker, who, again, great signing, but like you're going to start now, and no one else was willing to pay you more than $4 million. And Monroe Freeling, their rookie out of Georgia. So that's a lot of, thrust in there. Guys, go figure it out. Like, we're trying to make the playoffs again. So that is a little nervy. But what do you guys got on the Panthers?
The edge room also scares me a little bit too, right? Like as you had said, Scorton, like, the very first day of training camp went down, and then you went out and you spent big money on Jalen Phillips, who has like historically not been able to stay healthy. So like immediately your like top two edge rushers are like in question. One is already out, and then the one you just will always just be on the edge of your seat for. And then that leaves you with like not a whole bunch of guys that have proven much for you to get excited about. And we'll get into one of them in a little bit. But like that leaves you with Patrick Jones, Travis Gibson, Ryan's guy, and Princely Umami Allen, which like scares me. I'm not super confident. I will say it makes your job a lot easier when Big Derek Brown is playing. So hopefully that has a positive impact. But I just... so much of this team for the Panthers just feels like whatever their ceiling is just going to be capped by Bryce Young. Because like, I have tried to stay confident in Bryce Young over the course of his early career. And like, I just think this is what Bryce Young is as a quarterback. Like and maybe he takes a step up, but like, I'm not like super confident that like, he is, and that he's going to continue to ascend, which is like fine, but you're just going to continue to have like close to the same seasons that you did last year if Bryce Young doesn't continue to climb. So I feel like what this defense put together is very much capped by what Bryce Young is going to give you every year.
Yeah, nope. That first question that you have is the definition of this team, man. That's really it, and I don't really know where to go with Bryce Young. That's going to be one of those guys. So like, for example, remember last year when we put together some Trevor Lawrence film, this is the guy that like I would want to be next. It's so rough to, even project this team to go even higher, just because could you get, the Bryce Young that almost beats Matthew Stafford in the playoffs, or are you going to get the other one? Because like it's not good. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. The defense as well. I have a little bit of questions, but here's the thing. I think picking up Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd those are two massive pickups to me, and difference makers there. And then not to mention, upgrading your offensive line in multiple ways, just across the board, is so huge to me when you have such a question mark at the quarterback position. The dude's super short. You can hardly see behind him or over him, but it's like, you need the guy to be able to make plays. And this seems to be, one of those guys to where you have to give him time in order to see him make plays. I don't know. I'm excited. I don't have very much faith that this defense can finish within the top 10, but I think that they can be at least pretty decent. But it's a question mark for sure. So yeah, I don't know. I have high hopes on Monroe Freeling, by the way. I like him. I'll start off breakout players by just saying that is a guy that I think is going to be a starting tackle for the foreseeable future. So
Hopefully.
you guys breakout?
Matt?
I mean, do you want me to just say it? I mean, it's Princely Umami Allen. Like, there's something in there. Oh, Matt says one of his guys that he liked in the draft who's now going to get clear opportunity to rush the passer. Let's see if it works. Oh, no. Like, I don't know. Like, he wasn't that great as a pro. Like, and I said when he was drafted, it's like, this is going to take some time. Like, this is a development pattern. So this is kind of your just... Here, tossing your child into the deep end. Let's see if it works. Here's 400 pass rush snaps, buddy. Can you figure it out? So that's again. I'm looking at, it's weird to see like them and the Falcons, like, could they both like race to go get? Could they both race to go get Leonard Floyd? Like, I don't know. That'll be my guy.
Yeah, that was I had imagined that we were gonna end up on the same guy there with Princely Umami Allen. It's again simply because like you liked him coming into the draft, you invested in him, and now he actually has like a chance to break into this rotation and get some like true snaps and be like impactful. I think it was like 21% snap share for him. With the way stuff is currently looking, I wouldn't be shocked if it was like in the 40s for him. So it'll be interesting. The other guy, since you had said Princely, JT Sanders, like can this be the year? Can this be the year?
I have a different tight end.
Oh, okay. I'm hoping it's JT Sanders because he was a lot of fun. Like coming out, are you gonna say Mitchell Evans?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good in line where JT is a shout out the horns, but man, is he just a very specific player?
Yes, yeah. So, but there you go. That is the Panthers for you.
Right.
Speaking of the Panthers, really quick, Haynes King just scored a game-winning rushing touchdown as time expires,
which is like the most Haynes. Like if you
that's Haynes King. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the most Haynes King ending of all time.
Yes,
I love that.
Fun stuff. Hey, something that you guys would be very happy about before we dive into this team is like as a casual football or college football fan, you guys would be like, that's cool. I had one of those awesome moments to where like they're talking about the guys that are like rookies and they're like, hey, remember when he did this cool thing? And they were talking about Haynes King at Georgia Tech when they were playing Georgia and they were like really like it was 8th overtime. And I remember pointing at the TV and being like, hey, I watched that one. That one was fun. I remember that. That was a good game. And it was just like, that was cool as a casual college football fan. You guys are like, yeah, no, we see those like every year. But to me, I'm like, that one was fun. I had fun.
Since we're on the subject, it's fun to just like, regale over our Haynes King stories. It did make me chuckle that we're doing the Haynes King sleeping in the facility all over again. Like the fact that they brought that up as like a storyline was really funny because like anyone who watched
they don't know.
Yeah, because anyone who watched college football, you're like, yeah, like, this was talked about like for like every game for the first half of the college football season. But then you like make the transition to the NFL, and it's like, yeah, here are a whole bunch of guys that like don't really watch a whole lot of college football, so this is like a new story for them. Where like college football fans are like, yeah, we've known about this for like 11 months, so it's fun.
Good stuff.
We spent time on the preview about Haynes King. Could he dethrone Bryce Young? Next. No, let's get into the schedule.
Next up for State.
What if that leads the show tomorrow? The schedule, over 7.5 plus money after winning the division with 8 wins last year, major juice to the under. They're third in division odds, 14th in conference odds. Only the Falcons and Cardinals are lower. And then they were tied for 24th with the Saints.
Yep.
We'll go 2 rows as normal. And
Whoa.
hey,
Whoa. No, yeah, 2 rows is fine.
look at them putting their bye week in here. Take notes, Falcons.
Look at that.
Falcons. Yeah, the Falcons. Anyways, yeah, they're getting smoked week 1. They will win week 2 against the Falcons. They will win against the Browns, lose against the Lions, lose against the Eagles, lose against the Bucks, and then I'll have them beat the Packers on Thursday Night Football. Just because, that's like one of those weird Packer games where they're like, they should win this, right? And then they just don't. 3-4 to start the season.
Nice. I have them losing to the Bears, beating both the Falcons and the Browns, losing to both the Lions and the Eagles, beating the Bucks, and then losing to the Packers, also starting the season 3-4.
I have them losing to the Bears, Falcons, Browns, and Lions going into the bye, losing to the Eagles, beating the Bucks, losing to the Packers.
Ooh.
Yikes. 1-6 to start. Losing to the Broncos, beating the Saints. Losing to the Saints in New Orleans. Losing to the Ravens. I want to say losing to the Bucks here. And then losing to the Vikings. No, I'll have them beat the Vikings. Sorry. Okay. Beat the Saints, beat the Bengals, beat the Steelers. So they will go 4-4 in this stretch.
Just do the last 2 games.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I left those there. They will lose to the Seahawks, and then I don't remember, so I'll just say they beat the Falcons. So, they go 5-5 in the last 10 games, bringing them to 8-9 on the season.
Nice. I have make it really easy. They're going to lose the first 5 games in this stretch. The Broncos, Saints, Ravens, Bucks, and Vikings. But then they will beat the Saints at home. They will lose to the Bengals, but then finish the season on a hot streak, which will hopefully put them in the chance to win the division. And they will beat the Steelers, Seahawks, and Falcons. I don't know what it is about the Seahawks game, but I don't know. It feels right in my soul. Sometimes I just have to go with what my soul tells me and take out the football out of it. So they finished the season 7-10.
Yeah, I have them beating the Broncos, losing to the Saints, losing to the Ravens and Bucks, beating the Vikings and then the Saints at home, losing to the Bengals and the Steelers, and then beating the Seahawks and Falcons, finishing 6-11.
Okay, so ceiling and floor, I'll put their ceiling at 10 wins here. And then their floor, like 5.
Yeah. I think their floor is like right around that 5 win mark. But then I don't think like their ceiling is super high either. As I said with Bryce Young, I feel like your ceiling is just going to be capped as long as Bryce Young is your quarterback. So like if everything goes like fantastic, your edge rushers are able to stay healthy, Nami Allen is able to turn it on, your tackles are able to like figure it out, like maybe you can win 9 games.
Yeah, I'm going to be mean. I think it's probably floor is 5, ceiling 7. Like, I think you talked about the schedule, Ben, for the Bucks. The difference between the Panthers and Saints are 3 games. And, like, everybody talks about, like, what's a first-place schedule to a fourth-place schedule? Well, imagine if you could swap the Eagles game for the Giants. And you could swap the Broncos game for the Raiders. And you could swap the Seahawks game for the Cardinals. That's the difference between the Saints and Panthers schedule this year. And I had them beating both the Broncos and Seahawks to just get them into this kind of range. Like, I think this is a brutal schedule for a team that overachieved and thinks they're closer than they are. And now you're just throwing haymakers of injuries at them. Like, I think that it's more often than not the tackles aren't going to be good than they like the tackle 3 and 4 aren't going to be good than they are going to be good. Jalen Phillips is, before playing 17 games this past season for 2 different teams, he played 12 in 2 seasons combined. So a little fragile there. And then they're losing, Brazel on the offensive side of the ball, like, and then Scorton on the defensive side of the ball. So it's like they don't even have like really these young breakouts to turn to hope for, right? Like, I think this is just all of a sudden became a lost season for a team that clearly looked like they were trying to push some chips in to say like, hey, let's be the best of this division. Let's be the best of the worst. And everything comes crashing down. And I'll say it, they might have the worst quarterback in the division still. Like, if you gave me Baker, Tua, and Shuck, I think I'd take all 3 of them before I took Bryce. Sorry, Panthers fans. I said it would be mean.
It's
I don't know. I don't know about over Tua, but it's definitely a competition.
We've seen Tua be good though.
We have seen Tua be good, but that doesn't mean he is good. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Someone check their practice facility. Is there an electrical substation near where they practice? Because
that Twitter account said he had nothing to do with it.
Again, what a phenomenal follow. I had to invest in that early. But no, it's I could see this again going bad, as you said. Like, this seems like a team that overachieved and just tried to push all their marbles in on being good, when I'm not convinced that they were really that good last year, rather than just being lucky. So
I said all those thoughts, and not one time did I bring up my real thoughts on Devin Lloyd. This is just.
I think Devin Lloyd's legit.
Yeah,
the NFL would agree with me.
I think he's better than Roseboom, absolutely. But if he has 2 turnovers and not 8, I think you just don't feel his impact as much. So that's my fear. That's. But maybe he just gets 8 turnovers all the damn time. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, without stating the obvious, that your impact is going to feel less when you go from 8 to 2.
Well, I'm just saying, when we talk about the turnover regression for teams, talk about for players,
you have to. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not something that you can carry over or count on carrying over year to year.
So to recap, Matt has them at 6-11. Ben has them at 7-10, and I have them at 8-9. Yes.
So we all have them missing the playoffs.
Yes.
They picked up the 5th-year option. What do you do with quarterback? Do you go for a Mac Jones? Do you go for someone to legitimately push Bryce Young if they miss the playoffs this year?
I feel
an absolutely
interesting option. Do you bring back Baker?
How did I know that's what you were going to say?
They're in such a better position than they were, though. Do they?
That's the thing, because they just spent $30 million on an edge rusher, and he has no void years. So that's my one big thing, because if Baker hits open market, they're in the red right now. So in 2027, so you obviously can get there, cutting some guys, but paying Baker 50, that'd be rough.
Dude, Arizona has so much cap space in 2027. Oh my god. He's going to get paid.
What's the Jonathan Brooks? What does Jonathan Brooks look like? That's just another just question of my own. And I bet the fantasy community probably cares a lot about that. That's probably
my dad says he's the breakout player of the year in his eyes.
Yeah. I would hope if he can stay healthy. I
got him in the Dynasty League, so hopefully that'd be fun.
Yeah, he was fun, but he in his first 2 years,
2 ACL tears in 3 years is just catastrophic. Yeah, I mean, there's your Panthers breakdown.
Yep. Yeah. Good stuff. Do we think Deshaun Watson has a job next year? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
There we go. Now I got to talk about my team.
I wanted to save the Saints for last.
All right. The New Orleans Saints, 6-11, fourth in the division last year. Pretty middling offensive metrics, 27th in EPA, 25th in success rate. But the defense was a major shock to the system. Being good, they were 10th in EPA, 9th in success rate. And, Chase Young had one of those like vintage, kind of breakout seasons for him. I think he was a very pleasant surprise for Saints fans last year. But the big story was about Tyler Shuck coming in, and those metrics still 24th, 26th. So out of 9 games starting, including coming in for relief in the Bucs game, still kind of like a little over half the year, still below average. But he was a rookie, so give him a pass, right? Their coaching changes, they had none for the first time in like 4 years. So that was pretty cool to see the team come back from like a coaching standpoint. Their major move was extending Chris Olave for $124. Brought back Cam Jordan, Dylan Raduns, John Ridgeway, Julian Blackmon, and Chris Rumpf. They gave up the 150th pick for Tyree Wilson, and they got back a 7th included. So they swapped like 60 to 70 picks to get Tyree Wilson. I'll take that. That's fine. Free agency, they're headlined by David Edwards and Travis Etienne. Okay, so I've learned how to pronounce it. It's Etienne. That's how it is. Not like
I thought
H-N.
he said H-N.
It's Etienne. The way like Louisiana pronunciation is like it's an not an A, if that makes sense. It's Etienne.
I just thought he came out and said it was H-N, but
So it's like literally the love child of Achan and ETN. It's Etienne or whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The way the TIE makes like a ch, Etienne. Like that's kind of you pronounce like a.
there you have
but
it, folks.
they
We
also-
just settled it.
Also brought back Caden Ellis, Noah Fant, and signed a punter for 4 years. That was kind of funny. And then Martin Emerson, who looks like he might be in a room where he could play. So free agents, their made free agency losses were, of course, Demario Davis and Alante Taylor. Luke Fortner played a ton of center, but hopefully Eric McCoy is fully healthy. And then Jonathan Bullard and Taysom Hill. Have you heard of him? Offensive player. Taysom Hill. Their draft headlined by Jordan Tyson, Kristen Miller, Oscar Delp, Jeremiah Wright, who I think, please push the right guard position. That'd be fun. And then Bryce Lance, 3 more day 3 selections. The remaining questions. Let's, that the elephant meme where it's like, address me. Let's address the elephant. It's Tyler Shuck. Like Tyler Shuck needs to be good. Like that's kind of the biggest, red flag or not flag, but like blinking siren. Like that's what we want to figure out is how good is Tyler Shuck? I think there's a lot of Saints fans who are probably sitting there saying he is good. I am definitely on the pessimistic side where I'm still like, we'll see. Like he's still got a ways to go, and I want to see him get better, and they do too. They brought in a left guard to shore up the offensive line and a home run hitting running back. And then the second question is, how real is the defense? This is a defense that, again, no investment really outside of, swapping out DeMario for Caden Ellis, and they're going to switch up the nickel rotation. And so there's not a lot of stars. Like if you point to a casual and say, who's the best defensive player on this team, they probably would think DeMario Davis is, and he just left. So I assume, like, again, is there another Chase Young leap?
Cam Jordan.
What does the edge rotation look like? Yeah, I mean, Cam Jordan just had 10 sacks. So there's, who knows? But how real is the defense top to bottom? That's the other question because, again, they were awesome down the stretch of the season. It won them so many games. So, yeah.
Is as like complete, just like I don't know, very niche. Is Stuntsman like? Is he can do anything? Does he have any like opportunity to play like at all?
I doubt he overtakes Warner. Like I think injury would have to come into play for him to play. But they did like playing a lot of base down the stretch of the season, and they used Stutzman as the third base linebacker. That was something they like to do. It was to help get heavy boxes to stop the run, and that's the thing with Staley that I really appreciate compared to Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen will just let the run die, and don't love that. Like, he just kind of lets those, defensive linemen out, leaves them out to dry sometimes, where Staley was very like, let's stop the run to have some fun, as Mike McDonald says. I love that phrase. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's fun because, like, I am higher on the young quarterback for the Saints than what the Saints fan is. Like, I really liked what Tyler Chuck was able to show down the stretch of the season of, like, all of the rookie quarterbacks, not named Cam Ward. But, like, even if we want to, like, kind of include Cam Ward into that, like, I was most impressed by, like, what we saw from Tyler Chuck. And he went... Yes, let's go, Tyler Chuck Nation, stand up. But like, I have a lot of confidence in like what he can be, and maybe that's just like how I like viewed him coming out of the draft. But like, I think he showed like quality ability to be a starting quarterback, and now we're putting him in an offense with hopefully a better offensive line with more targets or more offensive weapons that he can target. So I'm a big fan of it. And again, I think a lot of how we view the Saints and how their season goes is going to be contingent on how Tyler Chuck plays. And like, if Tyler Chuck plays the entirety of the season and he is like good and kind of like lives up to like expectation and shows growth, we're going to be like, good job, Saints. But like, if Rattler has to come in halfway through the season, we're just gonna be like, woof, this is bad. So much of how we view the season is just gonna be based off of Tyler Chuck. But I really do like what they added around him to hopefully help him flourish. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I have high hopes for this team, and I would say approximately 50% is just because it's you, to be honest, Matt. I want your team to succeed, right? I've got a lot of question marks around it just because there's not a lot of like crazy big names, you know what I mean? And so with that being said, like, you don't have to necessarily to be a good team, but like, you're not making crazy big splashes in a way. But with the Saints scenario or situation that we've talked about in the past, you don't compete with their situation like that. You don't make big splashes in their situation. So it's a weird spot to be in, and they're competing. And I mean, do they have something in Chuck? That's the question, right? And I mean, right now he's showing signs to where he can be that guy. And I mean, you're adding to that offense, right? So I'm excited. I mean, your splashes that I'm talking about. I mean, Etienne. How do you pronounce it again?
Etienne. Yeah.
Etienne. All right, I'll remember that maybe. So, Etienne. I mean, let me just pause here and just say this, because this is another question that I had. Where does Alvin Kamara stand in all of this? Is like, are they splitting 50-50 in the carries?
No.
Okay. So this guy's done, right? Like,
I think he'll obviously do like pass down work, because like Etienne isn't a great like pass blocker back, and he's never been like a prolific receiver. So I would expect like his snap share, if they're both fully healthy, to be close to 70-30. Like, I don't want any Alvin Kamara inside zone runs. He's terrible at that. Like, he is not that player anymore. Get him out in space, and maybe he can break some tackles in space. He can't read zone blocks anymore. I don't know what happened. I think it's that just the loss of burst, the age. I think you play out the string, and they kind of were like, hey, you and Cam can kind of go out together. Like, that's what I'm thinking. And if he wants to play one more year, then someone in a warm climate is going to pay him to be a third down back, right? Like, that's the only thing I could see him doing if he wants to keep playing and he doesn't want to play for the Saints. But the guy is such a personality outside of football. He does not need to play the sport anymore if he does not want to.
I will say
Matt,
this too.
Do you have a burner account, dude? Are you commenting on your burner account?
I was just gonna say we'll comment on this.
I have to because I mean we were literally talking about
Barry Brown has been the AT Perry of this camp cycle. Everybody is talking about Barry Brown, and he's an
That was a
LSU guy,
creep.
so I get it.
It is a pretty crazy throw that Rattler made, by the way. That was a highlight reel
Yeah,
throw.
like I was in like May. I was like, trade Rattler. I was pretty firmly like, trade him, get
I
any
feel like you
asset
could
you
get
can
something
back.
for him.
I'm officially like out. I'm like, no, he's a good backup. I want to keep him. Like that's kind of where I'm at. Like
Yeah.
I think he is again, if he's fine with being that backup role, absolutely.
I'm super excited for you though. Just
Not
to
a Zach
continue
Wilson guy.
here.
So here's something to you, Ryan, to rebuttal.
Yeah.
Just one thing. I was thinking about this, and again, I've been pretty anti this player in terms of like, if this team lives up to the billing on offense, I'm saying like 14, 15, 16th, then whatever metrics, but it feels like they're just lacking star talent. Would they trade their first for Max Crosby? I was thinking about that. Just kind of thinking about how
They
much-
shouldn't.
No.
They shouldn't.
If you're no. And I
You're a
get
young
it.
team. You're a young team. You should.
That goes against everything that you're trying to do right now. Don't do it, is my point. But let me get back to what I was saying as well. Jordan Tyson being added to this offense makes me extremely optimistic about the projection of where this team could go and the play caller as well. I mean, throwing these tools at him is just going to help you. I'm so excited as far as where this team's going to go. I'm excited to dive into it as well. I think we could see a playoff push towards the end of the season, and that's an extremely exciting spot to be in, considering where you were literally just a year or two ago. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope that Chuck is good for your guys' sake. I was not a believer in Chuck coming out of the draft last year.
Dude, what he showed in his final year at Louisville was so much like, anyways, sorry.
Just to get to this comment, he said that Barry Brown has been targeted 15 times and caught 11. He's been getting snaps with the ones. It's going to be exciting to see exactly where that, because here's the thing. Like, I always want to push back on people that say that, like, this stuff doesn't matter. Just because, like, for example, we saw Jade Walker for the Bears catch a game-winning touchdown pass in Kansas City last year in the preseason. And then before we know it, he's catching a game-winning touchdown pass against the Green Bay Packers. Or, I'm sorry, not game-winning, but tying touchdown pass against the Packers in the regular season. So, like, somebody that may not be a top 3 target at the beginning of the season might have to come in and be this impact player at some point in time. And it's important to emphasize on this portion of the season specifically because, like, we always want to talk about next man up and what you have going into it. So Barry and Brown, I'm happy for you guys that you found a piece that people are excited about that's not named Chris Olave or Jordan Tyson, because, hey, if one of these guys just happen to go down, like Chris Olave has in the past, for example, I mean, this is somebody that you'd be like, okay, he's made a little bit of noise. Let's see what the kid's got. Instead of, well, what do we do now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it gives you some more room for optimism, and I'm just happy for that. It's not too much of a talking point there, but I mean, it gives a fan base something to think about. And I hope it works out for you guys. Genuinely, there's nothing but good vibes that I'm sending to New Orleans in this segment here. It's just because, I mean, one of my best friends roots for him, for one, but for two, it's like ever since Drew Brees left, there's been so much that you
the
guys
Saints
have
are
had to
flat
kind of
out
go
just
through.
like a really, really
It's
bad
just-
franchise outside of the Drew Brees era.
I mean,
Sorry,
I remember
buddy.
making Matt really mad about, like, what should the Saints do at this point in time? Because, like, they were in cap hell at one point. Like, how do you get out of that? How do you get the
because, like,
draft capital and
Because
everything?
you were
And
trying
they
to
figured out a
trade
way.
Chris Olave.
But you understand why. But my thing is like, and I'm not going to dive back into that, but it's like, I was wrong. They figured it out. They're doing a really good job of rebuilding the way that you're supposed to, and not necessarily selling off of their big pieces. It was an older team at one point in time, and they're starting to make a little bit of noise with some pieces that they were able to draft, and their coaching decisions are very good so far. Like,
Yes,
I'm optimistic, man, and I think that you have reason to be as well.
yes. To the Brown point, there is like a path for Bryce Lance and him to like maybe take over that role a little bit. Give it Devon Bailey as like your slot wide receiver, but like I don't know, kick Chris Olave into the slot, and then just have like one of those
run
two guys,
far.
like,
Run far.
Yes.
Yeah. They're going to be the run far guys this year. Like that's yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Also, like as we transition into breakout players, he's not my breakout player. But Matt, how pumped were you when you guys got Oscar Delp?
I smiled. I was like, what was it? The from Alvin and the Chipmunks. I always win, Dave. I always win. After I got Oscar Delp and Kristen Miller on day 2 of the draft. That's
good. That's good. Ryan, who's your breakout player?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Jordan Tyson. It's super lame, but like he's just I'm sorry. It's lame. I'll let you guys get to the fun parts though.
No, he's not lame. No. He's not lame.
Jordan Tyson, oh my goodness. He's so good. Me and Matt were in agreement. It's like in terms of tape and what we saw, like Jordan Tyson was like that dude and like the best wide receiver in the class. Can you say healthy? Who knows? But it'll be fun. Matt, like I feel like the easy one for like outside fans, like people that didn't follow the Saints, like the easy poll here is just saying Jonas Sanker, right? And like because he was so much fun to watch, and like Saints fans, and then like people who just like followed him. I followed Jonas Sanker religiously because I loved him coming out of the draft. So it was really awesome to see him succeed. So I feel like one of the clear and obvious ones is Jonas Sanker. But the one that I think is like worthwhile talking about is Vernon Broughton, because we have now seen this injury to Brian Brzee, and like you did like Vernon Broughton last year. You drafted him in the 3rd round. It was a shame that he didn't get a play. Like I think he played in 1 or 2 games, and then he messed
24
up.
snaps.
Yeah. So he just didn't get to play much last year because he got hurt so early on to the season. But again, you liked him enough to draft him in the 3rd round last year. He was very, very fun watching at Texas, and now he has the opportunity to like step into a good role here. So like Jonas Sanker's my not so deep cut, and Vernon Broughton is my deeper cut here.
Yeah, I mean, like let's. I might go long, but like stop me in my tracks if I need to. But like the 25 class has a real chance to take a level up. Just in terms of like I think Banks has that top 10 tackle upside, and then you bring up talking about Sanker. Like Sanker's going to move down to the nickel. That's going to be an adjustment. Obviously, like you let a guy like Alontae Taylor go for the price point that he is, because again, like 19 per year for 4 years, it's probably not something you want to sustain. And they brought back Julian Blackmon to play overhang safety. So again, that's going to be an adjustment pattern for him. But no, I'm slamming the Sanker button, because if this team can start to like channel what they did last season, where they have these 3 linebackers to kind of like, Ellis coming in here kind of sets up this, let's do some mug stuff. And you have Warner who can blitz. You have Stutzman, so you can still do the base stuff. So you can move Sanker back up top if you need to, and then move him into nickel on those passing downs. You can just be so flexible and so scheme versatile. And then, no, you mentioned it with Vernon Broughton. I think Brzee going down, the thing about like the other teams having those players go down is there aren't young like pieces who have flashed before, like really coming into this, where to just like prop up, and it's like, oh, this is a great thing. We get more Vernon Broughton snaps in a year where we want to figure stuff out. We get more Kristen Miller snaps at, maybe, at 3-tech instead of nose, because we just want to figure out what he's good at, because now that role is, out for the season. So no, it's exciting for this most recent draft class. I want to see more out of like the corners, like Kool-Aid McKinstry and Quincy Riley.
Yes.
Can one of them take a step into like being a starting level corner? I think both of them are up and down, right? Like that's going to be rookie contract corners sometime. But if one of them can pop, I think you really have something where that question gets answered. Like the defense is real because like Chase Young is a real dude, and whatever Granderson and Jordan are, they combine to be a pretty good edge 2 to 3 combo. Like so, it's exciting. And I said all of that without mentioning the 40th overall pick, who's the quarterback. So like that's how exciting that draft class is, and we'll see what happens. I mean that's kind of it. I get expectations are good. I get everybody putting expectations. I just want to watch them play football. This is the most excited I've been because this team has a direction that I appreciate and I admire and I subscribe to, where the Dennis Allen era was, let's get 10 wins with a 30-year-old quarterback. Like, yeah, they won 5 multiple times. So,
Matt, can I offer one more sleeper?
Who?
Audric Estime, baby. Let's go.
Yes,
obviously, that's clear.
It's him versus Devin Neal, I think. Like, and he got more carries than Devin Neal down the stretch last year. I'm just saying.
How many running backs are you guys keeping on the roster?
Yeah,
I imagine 3.
Are you just keeping the 3,
4.
and then we're just saying like, okay, bye Kendrick?
I don't know what Kendrick. I don't know. This team didn't this regime didn't draft him. Like Loomis did, but this coaching staff didn't draft him. And the best case scenario is he's the 3rd running back who spells. Like I know a lot of Saints fans don't want to give up on Kendry Miller because of the talent and outright cutting him. But if you outright cut him, it means the other 2 earned it. So I mean he's in earn it mode now. Like you're no longer a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't not mention Audric Estime any chance I get the opportunity to.
As you should. You should.
I was going to say, do I even have to say he's breakout? I mean, he's arguably a top 5 running back.
When he signed with the Saints, I had the same reaction to when the Thunder traded Giddey for Caruso. I'm not joking. I was that excited for Audric Estime because of just like his draft profile. So
yeah, he was. Dude, hey, I'm right there with you. When the Eagles signed him, I was pumped.
We die with our draft takes.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into the schedule. All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's an A. That's an A.
It's crisp.
Sorry. Yeah.
The odds 7.5 minus 120, a little bit of juice, and then the under as at even money. They're 2nd in the division, 13th in the conference, better than who we've talked about in the Panthers, Falcons, and Cardinals, and then they're tied with the Panthers for the Super Bowl at 90-1.
Nice. So top row, middle row, bottom row. Let's just go one row at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, start us off.
Let me pull it up. I have them losing the first 2 to the Lions and Ravens. On the road, I have them losing to the Raiders, beating the Falcons, losing to the Vikings, and losing to the Giants.
Yeesh. Ben?
Yeah, I have them losing to the Lions and Ravens, beating the Raiders and Falcons, losing to the Vikings and Giants.
Okay. And then I have them losing to the Lions and Ravens, beating the Raiders, Falcons, Vikings, and Giants to start off 4-2.
Hot. Tyler Chuck MVP.
I have them winning the Paris game.
Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm swapping it. Give me 3-3 to start the season with a loss to the Vikings. Carry on, Matt. I apologize for cutting you off.
Wow. I have them beating the Steelers in Paris going into the bye. I have them beating the Browns and Panthers at home, beating the Bears, and losing to the Bengals.
Nice. I have them beating the Steelers, Browns, and Panthers, losing to the Bears, And then I don't know what it is about the Bengals because I liked the Bengals when we talked about the Bengals. But when I see the Bengals on the schedule, I'm like, it's a win. So I have them beating the Bengals. I don't know why it's so easy for me to say that because I really did like the Bengals when we talked about them. So I have them going 4-1 in this stretch.
Okay. All right. I will have them beat the Steelers, beat the Browns, beat the Panthers, lose to the Bears, and then lose to the Bengals. Bring them to a cool 6-5.
I have them losing to the Packers, losing to the Panthers, beating the Bucks, Cardinals, and Falcons, and then on Saturday night to determine the division, I have them losing to the Bucks, finishing 8-9.
Oh, that's a stab to the heart. I have them losing to the Packers and Panthers, beating the Bucks and Cardinals, losing the Falcons, and then for the division, I have them beating the Bucks. Look at us. So I have them winning the division, going just a game above 500, going 9-8 here.
All right. And then I have them beating the Packers, beating the Panthers, losing to the Bucks, beating the Cardinals, beating the Falcons, and then losing to the Bucks. So they will finish. I have them at 10-6. So they would have tied with the Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers at that point would have had a better divisional record. But wild card hopeful, maybe.
Ooh. Gotcha.
Probably not, but maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're in the mix with 10 wins.
In the hunt. That's what you want, right? I mean,
Yeah.
at least. Yeah. You obviously you want to make the playoffs. I totally get that, but like you're in the hunt. That's still good where you're at as a franchise. Yeah. Ceilings, floors, what do we got?
I feel like we have to start with Matt.
Yeah.
The floor, quarterback isn't good. 5 wins, right? Like if the quarterback, even if the quarterback is the same thing, I can't see him losing more than they lost last year. I'll say 6 is the floor, and then the ceiling, similar to what you guys said, 10 wins, winning the division, being in that wild card hunt, I think is definitely on the table if the defense sustains, the offense is kind of in that hopeful 12 to 16 range that I think is getting projected. So yeah, 10 wins being the ceiling and 6 being the floor, and me being right in the middle, fence ride at 8.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. It's really hard for me to disagree with you again. I think 10 wins is like possible with how your schedule played out, and that's if like Tyler Chuck really like turns it on and is great. And then like 6 wins. It's hard for me to say. Just as Matt said, it's hard for me to say you're going to lose as many games as you did last year. So that's how we get that 6 number.
I think this team could win 11 or 12 games. I'll be honest. This schedule is relatively easy to me. And I remember talking with Matt off air in a Discord.
It's the easiest in the division by far.
Yeah. And just being like, dude, this schedule might do you a favor and get you,
win your division games.
Yeah, that's really it. That's really it with this team. Floor, I don't think it's really too crazy given the schedule itself, but I'm going to say like maybe 7 wins at that point. So I'm taking the over, and obviously, sportsbooks are too. So, but yeah, I think, again, there's reason for optimism, man. I'm excited for you.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
The Kool-Aid McKinstry. So just to recap one more time, Matt has them at 8-9, Ben has them at 9-8, and I have them at 10-7. I don't know why I put 10-6, but 10-7. Good stuff for the Saints.
Yes, yeah.
And then let's see. To recap our standings for the division, Ben has them at Saints at 1, Buccaneers at 2, Panthers at 3, and then the Falcons at 4. And then Matt and I actually have the same thing. Buccaneers first, Saints second, Panthers third, Falcons fourth. So just swap the top 2. That's really it. That's all that we disagreed on. But
speaking of that, there was like what was it? I looked today, like when, doing the odds. You can do like a top 2 bet on an undisclosed sportsbook because we're not sponsored, where you can do Saints and Bucks plus 270. I love that.
Yeah.
Like almost 3-1. Like I think these two teams have so far survived the injury bug better than the rest. I think we both agree, or all three of us agreed, like this is the obvious 2 best quarterbacks in the division. Like the upside case is the most potent for both of them. And I think overall, like, again, like the only one I think really throwing their hat in the ring is maybe the Panthers. But even then, like, we did our Panthers spiel. Like it's a lot of injuries already. So
for sure.
Yeah. That was something to just toss in there.
All right. Ben, any closing comments? Nothing?
No. That's about it. Let's get some Weddle going here.
All right. Let me pull up.
Who would have thought we were going to go 2 hours on this division?
I mean, that's our average, right? I mean, I'm not mad at it.
This is a fun division. I'm sorry. Like, again,
That's
I'm
why I
entrenched in
wanted to
it. I'm raised by it. This is a fun division. Like, this is...
Yeah. Tis. We'll say this. Just found out my EA Play has 10 hours of Madden play on it right now. Very excited.
Oh, that means I could test out the new Madden.
You can.
That's probably the only amount of Madden I will play this entire year is 10 hours of the free Madden.
I like the coach mode, dude. I'm pumped. Like I might have to get in there, get a little laminated sheet.
I'll start. Luther Burden. He's gonna be a freaking star.
NFC North. I'm excited to talk about the Bears pass catchers when we get there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yep. Oh, I have to pick somebody. The North. Quarterback? Oh, he's not young. It's not 9. Love? No, he wears 10. Goff? Nope.
Oh. Whoa, tight end. Big tight end. TJ Hawkins and
No. Yeah.
No?
Yeah, wait. Yeah.
It's gotta be.
You're right.
It's not. It is.
It is. I thought this was under. I thought it was 6'3", so I was like, Jennings? Jawan Jennings? No. Hawkinson.
Did you guys see? Oh my gosh, I saw this TikTok the other day of this kid that was like, you ever see the TikToks of the schedule predictions where they bring people on a live stream, they do schedule predictions for them?
yeah.
Well, there's this kid that had like the Vikings winning like 1 billion games, and then like the 49ers didn't, and the guy was like, why? And they were like, because the Vikings have Juwan Jennings and the Niners don't. It's just like, it's so good. Gervon Dexter, start us off.
Jawan Jennings, biggest fan.
Yeah, he kicked the kid out, and he's like, big Juwan Jennings guy, I guess. It's so funny.
Offensive lineman in the NFC. No, you got in the Bears before. Didn't we get the Bears last week?
Oh, you're right.
Like
yeah, and you
Edwards,
guys
right?
took it away from me. Yeah. Who, by the
TJ.
way, is practicing. So good for him after that rough injury. That was good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Offensive lineman in the NFC. I'm trying to think. Who's younger?
Is that an Orange Crush over there?
Andrew
Sure
Thomas
is.
Isn't that young?
Hmm.
Tyler
Good
Go
Guyton?
to recently. Yeah.
No.
You're a tight end again. Maybe.
60.
Actually, you could be a quarterback. I mean, a really tall quarterback. Shoot.
You think that's tall? Short King in the chat.
Hey. Tyler Chuck.
Oh my god, could you imagine? No, he's 27. No, he's 27.
Actually,
Well, he's gonna be 27 when season.
NFC South.
It is a tight
How old
end.
is Cade? How old is Cade Otton? I don't know.
Is it Bryce?
Is it Bryce? Shut up. Okay, go with
Bucky
Otton.
Irving?
It could be Cade Otton.
Yeah, give me Otton.
I feel like this is right around like the Cade Otton age.
It's not his number though.
Poop.
Yeah, the number's right.
Okay, so.
Oh,
tight
come
end.
on, guys, come on.
Who could it be?
Single digit tight end.
Oh, who could it be? Shoot,
Oh, geez, I wonder.
I don't know. Oh, JT Sanders wears 0.
Dude, come on. Don't overthink
Did Mitchell
this.
Evans switch to 7?
He's
I
messing
can't
with
tell if
you.
you're joking with me here.
He's messing with you.
Drake's a receiver.
Okay.
Shut up, dude. Come on.
Wait. I guess I'll try Kyle Pitts. I don't know.
Wow, fitting for the episode today. 17 and 0.
Breakout player
Ultimate.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
17 and 0 unlimited. I don't think we did that yet, did we?
Yeah. Pull it up.
Just a second, everybody.
See my
Matt's got to
web pages.
conceal his search history.
Matt, you did
Folders.
do a good job of selling that for a second. I'm being 100% honest. Down the stretch, I'm like, okay, now he's pulling my leg here.
The minute it wasn't Shuck, I was like, oh, it's Pitts. Ultimate, right?
Duh.
Duh.
After Ultimate, do we have to do all time? Because that would probably be fun.
What's
right?
daily? 7 spins, build the best team. You start a. Oh, never mind. We're not doing that. All right, who's going first? Ryan does.
Ryan is.
I'll go first. Yeah.
Okay. Spinning.
Bucks.
We lost.
O-line.
Yeah, their own line. Is it really all that great?
Pebbles.
I
It's
guess
their best player.
Yeah, sure.
Alive.
You mean to tell me we shouldn't pick Baker Mayfield?
Absolutely not.
Okay, now we're cooked. Stephon Diggs.
Oh, actually, yes. What? Jig.
Oh my god.
What am I picking?
Jalen Hurts. No, stop. No.
What do you want to pick?
Not actually.
It's clearly not that guy.
It's Saquon Barkley.
It's the defense.
No.
Saquon
No.
It's Saquon Barkley.
We'll talk about the Eagles' defense next year or next week.
Yes, we
Next
will.
year.
Yes, we will. It's a great defense.
Justin Jefferson.
9.
Who? Jawan
Wrong
Jennings.
Juwan Jennings. Ooh, the LSU boys.
We lost.
No, H-N.
Oh, yeah.
Their best player is their offensive line. Fine. We got.
Dak.
Okay.
Dak.
Do we punt on the coach? I mean, this one's kind of cooked.
Is Mina Kimes in this one? Oh.
Did anybody notice what I just did?
Yeah, you put in Michael Floyd for Ryan.
No, I picked Dak. right?
No, I picked Mike LaFleur over McBride.
Yeah.
Oh.
Known
We want
McBride
inline
hater.
blockers. We want
Well,
inline
it's all by
blockers.
design
Okay, so
because we're about to pick Sadiq. So.
Speaking of inline blockers, give me Kenyon Sadiq, asshole.
Mason Taylor! We want to run 12.
Ew.
Look at this. We could have had Charlie Kohler. Oh my God, we could have been dominant. We could have been dominant in the run game.
No, who needs Charlie Kohler when you have Rodney Gadsden?
14.
Let's go.
is my pick. Yep. All
Good
right.
pick. What do you guys think did it?
Half of the team.
Chig.
Chig.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ooh.
Lemur.
He's not winning anything.
Hunter Henry.
Good pick.
Yeah,
Julian
that's
Hill.
what we're talking about. AJ Brown.
Oh, your ex.
Fags. Jonathan Taylor.
Big
Shout out him.
extension.
Yeah, huge.
All of running back. How did we not touch on that? Yeah, like Bijan. Big money Bijan.
Can we?
Is Mina Kimes? Yeah. Oh, we picked her. Oh, didn't even hesitate. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, I thought that it was done. I thought that was the only thing you could pick. You could still pick Seattle stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was like an extra thing.
She
She adds an extra win.
That's awesome.
Just
Yeah.
probably.
Yes. Yeah. I'm being
gotta
dead
be.
serious. Hey, back off, buddy.
Chase.
It's Jamar Chase.
Brown. Chase Brown.
Dude,
Clearly. We'd be so much better off.
he's gonna be good. All right.
He is gonna. Yeah, he's gonna
so
be good.
Trey McBride. I'm not doing it again.
Not Jeremiah Love.
No.
We have Jeremiah Love, the most expensive.
I'm about to
running
play
back in the
Madden
sport right now.
And Trey McBride is a 99 overall. Give me Trey McBride.
Are you dead ass? Is he?
I'm so serious. He's the best tight end in the game, yeah.
Burn them at the stakes. Burn them at the stakes. He has 58 run blocking, and he's a 99 in that game. Burn them at the stakes.
Matt, no.
Darnell
no
Washington.
Trey McBride hater.
No!
We need to maximize our 12 personnel. If we're gonna bring a third receiver in Trey McBride, we need a sixth offensive lineman in Darnell Washington. I'm sorry.
Dude,
it just
it
makes
was
sense.
so
It's the correct take. What do you want me to put? Do you want me to put McCarthy? Do you want me to put Jalen Warren? Do you want me to pick the offensive line? This is our best hope.
No hesitation. With no hesitation, with all the gumption
No,
and
there
confidence
wasn't.
he possibly could.
Mina Kimes,
No.
please.
No, there was not even any voices in the head. It was just I saw Steelers and immediately picked their best player. Like that was just all I thought of.
Who do we have
Dan
for the
Campbell.
commies?
I think Darnell Washington might be worth a first round pick.
What?
I think he might be because of
Shut
how
up.
valuable he is. I know. I'm like I know.
Stop it.
I know it might be a bit. I might think he is.
All right, so Ben said Dan Campbell.
Not Dan Campbell.
Whatever. The head coach.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Oh, the head coach, Dan Quinn, that bald headed.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, it's midnight.
Montgomery.
I guess, right? Because not their
We
own line.
can't take the offensive line. Yeah, we.
Yeah, then it's got to be Monty. Yeah.
We got no good offensive line. Like we're due.
Incoming Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, or the Jets.
Wait, no,
Okay,
they're good.
no, this is
They're
good.
better than
Yeah.
they're better than Houston.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get us enough. I don't think.
14 with that? Seriously?
Yeah.
Mina.
That sucks. The last like 3 got us, man. That sucks.
Yeah, it's almost like we took LaFleur last time and it worked, and then we took McBride and it was the same. Like it's almost like that was not a trade.
Oh yeah. Definitely not the Darnell Washington pick of it all.
You shut your
AJ
mouth.
Brown.
You shut your mouth.
AJ Brown over Drake May.
Over Drake May, the 4th best quarterback because of betting lines due to Bill
Over
from Bill
over
Simmons.
Drake May.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
You need a better quarterback.
A-Chain.
Like Malik Willis.
A-Chain.
Ugh. I guess.
Oh my God, guys.
We're dead. We're dead. New game? Question mark?
No.
We're only 3 in.
Okay.
We're only 3 in. It's fine.
It's
Ben,
March
start
8th.
us off again. Yeah.
Over Burrow?
Yes.
Can you get the same team twice?
No.
Has it happened yet?
No.
No. Bold take. Give me CeeDee Lamb.
I don't think that's bold.
Over Pickens?
Yes. Not Brian Schottenheimer?
No.
Oh, dude, it froze on my screen
Dude,
to Josh out. It
I was
froze
so,
on the Bills. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And we take Jackson Hawes because we want to maximize 12 personnel. I'm just getting with the times, guys. I'm just getting with the folks. The Bucks.
Cade
This
Otton.
is it's my pick. I
I was sticking
I-
with
I'll-
it.
think it's O-line. I think O-line is probably the best pick.
99 overall.
Why do they keep doing this?
99 overall.
Give me Jeremiah Love.
Yes. We want explosive home run hitting running backs.
Yeah, I want the most expensive running back in the NFL on my team.
Jonathan Taylor.
It's a great. Yep. Look at us. We're hitting home runs. All right. Now all we need is inline blocking tight ends, and we'll be golden.
Defense.
I wish Coach did
Defense.
something because McVay would be the pick here.
Actually, he would be awesome too.
I mean, could you get Matt Stafford?
You could.
We can't. Yeah. Well, if we're only getting
he's
the Rams
old.
one time. No, Stafford off the MVP. His.
Yes.
If the the code's going to be awesome for him.
So are we just hoping for the Seahawks or Texans then for defense?
Yes.
Okay.
The quarterback is far more impactful than what the defense is, I feel like, in this game.
Yes, Charlie Kohler. Oh my God.
No.
It's got to be the
Give
head
me-
coach, right?
Give me Jim.
Would you take Njoku here, Ryan?
Give me
No.
Jim.
No. All right.
I picked him
Fine.
up.
We'll take the cheater.
Yeah. I picked up Njoku in fantasy and just immediately dropped him. Mark Andrews.
Dude, you did the same thing with Roman Wilson. You picked him up and then immediately dropped him.
Yeah, because I was like, why did I do that? J Live,
Roman
thank you so
Wilson?
much. Thank you so much, J Live.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thanks for
J-Live.
sticking around.
Yeah, Ryan appreciates it. We don't. I'm kidding. No, thank you so much.
For audio listeners, we just got another subscriber on YouTube.
You should subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we want to? Ben Sinnott still
Benson, yeah.
alive? Should we take defense or Chig? I think we lost anyway.
Chig. Go Chig.
Okay. Jin Okonkwo. The Crimson Jin Okonkwo. Oh, we should have taken the defense. Then we could have gotten Michael Mayer.
14 and 3.
Sold.
Yep.
14
We
and
are
3 across the
14 and 3.
board, man. Wow. Until next week.
Until next week, yeah.
Once we get 17-0 on that, I want to start doing grids. Grids would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Grids would be fun.
Any closing comments, gentlemen?
No, fun. Stay tuned. NFC East next week. Go Birds.
75% of the way through division previews. Look at us.
Look at us. Who would have
It's
thought?
almost here, folks.
Yeah, right around the corner. We get the first little taste. So hopefully that continues. And hopefully we are hoping for the best injury luck for all of your teams. I'm falling asleep here, guys. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Matt, anything?
No, I mean, check out the socials, all that stuff. I've been tweeting more and more, so make sure to follow my tweets. They're pretty good. Sometimes football, sometimes like football adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
No politics though. So sorry guys. Sorry,
Yeah,
you're not gonna get my political takes.
No, shut up and dribble. Just kidding. Hey, J Live, thanks again for sticking around with us.
Yes, absolutely.
Not a problem.
You know what? I'm plugging Matt too. Matt did talk about it here, but also I'm gonna plug him here anyways. If you guys are interested in reading any of Matt's writing, especially college football stuff, check out the website. Matt will do his writing there.
That's where I'm gonna do my writing this year. You'll
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
That is where he's gonna do his writing. Great writer. Make sure you guys read his pieces. So plugging Matt.
Yes, yeah. Anything is appreciated. We do have a mailbox screen there as well if you'd like to leave us a topic that you would like to be discussed. If you're new here, we record our live episodes every Thursday during the off season at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. But yes, please go to thepigskinproject.com if you guys want to check out some other content that we have. We will be uploading this episode as we always do, and then it will be on streaming platforms on Friday. So thank you guys so much for sticking around. Just a reminder, the college football content is still rolling out, so please check out our College Corner video as well as the college football stuff there. J Live, we are not in a position right now to do the super chat. However, if you'd like to support us, please shoot us something in the mailbag and I will get back to you personally. But please understand that it is not anything necessary. Honestly, I think I don't know about you guys, but in terms of financial support, I would almost rather you guys share the podcast with all of your friends that are football fans than support us financially at this time. Help us grow more than anything. But I appreciate everything that you do, and we hope to see you in a future episode as well. We will be finishing the divisions over the next couple weeks, doing a bunch more college football stuff, and then we'll be in the season. So, previewing the season and whatnot as well. So again, really appreciate the support. And stay tuned for more content. Again, one more time, visit our website, thepigskinproject.com, for even more content. It's brand new, brand spanking new. We want to thank Spotify for Podcasters, Regional Radio Sports, and Uppercuts Grooming, blank there, for helping us grow as a podcast. And until next week at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we will see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody.